Hi everyone, Acesup here. This lesson will look at the theory behind the donk bet. Donk betting isn't a play we'll be using a lot, but we'll see why it's a great weapon to have in your arsenal. So why isn't donk betting a play we'd want to use a lot? Well, a donk bet, remember, is typically a bet made on the flop by the big blind player into a preflop aggressor. Since the preflop aggressor has the betting lead, indicating they have a strong hand and therefore an advantage, not to mention position, the out of position player is expected to check to the preflop raiser. So this type of bet that took the betting lead was labelled by regulars as a donk bet, since it was frequently used by recreational players with little theory behind it, and was mostly costing the donks a lot of money. To illustrate this point of the in-position player having an advantage in the hand, consider an A7-6 rainbow flop. The average equities for an in-position raiser versus out of position would be something like 60% to 40%. And even just top pair held by a preflop raiser will be a very strong holding versus the big blind's wide defending range. And of course, this range advantage for the in-position player prompts them to want to put more money into the pot and c-bet frequently. Since the out-of-position player can anticipate the in-position player having a lot of equity in the hand, which will drive a really high betting frequency, it doesn't make sense for the big blind player to force money into the pot themselves. If they do happen to flop a really strong hand, why not capitalize on the in-position player always betting and use a check-raising strategy to win more? Remember, the EV of a hand depends on how often villain folds, calls, and raises, and how the equities fare when continuing to the later streets. As for the flop, on the A7-6 rainbow board, in position can use their range advantage to call and raise a lot if the big blind player starts donking, often denying the big blind player any of the equity they may have had. Worse still, the in-position player can fold their worst holdings facing a donk bet. Hands that would have been putting more money into the pot anyway with a bet had the big blind checked. Of course, this is all part of the theory of betting, and we know the preflop raiser has indicated they have a strong holding by raising, whilst the big blind is capitalizing on the generous pot odds preflop and completing to see a flop with a wide range. And so it's the case on the majority of flop textures that the in-position player has the advantage. But it will be a very important strategy to use correctly, since we'll be forcing more money into the pot out of position, often with equities running close together with multiple streets left to play. Don't forget too, heads up pots involving the big blind are the most common situations in Hold'em. So when do you suppose donking is a good play to use? When might the big blind want to take the betting lead on the flop? Unlike the A7-6 flop, imagine a scenario now where the in-position player needs to be careful. A flop texture that could fit well with a big blind range, where top pair or even an overpair is no longer a really strong holding. How about a 4-5-6 flop? How would you feel c-betting in position on this texture if you have, say, pocket queens? Definitely not a flop where you want to see a check raise, especially with deeper stacks. This could result in a lot of money going in when we're drawing very thin or even almost dead. The big blind player can hit this board hard, and sometimes even have a lot of nutty combinations that an early position preflop raiser won't have, like 2-3 suited or 7-8, not to mention all the sets and most two-pair combinations, depending on the ranges due to stack depth, opponent profiles and position, etc. So this forces the in-position player to do a lot more checking. Even with hands like overpairs, especially less vulnerable ones like aces and kings. We might still often bet pocket sevens, since it benefits from protection, blocks the nuts, and has decent equity even against some of opponent's stronger holdings. So now in this situation where the big blind player has a lot more equity and we said a lot of nutty combinations possible, a thinking in position player will realize this and look to check back more. So when the out of position player does have a strong hand, they'll miss out on a street of value. And this incentivizes the out of position player to want to put more money in the pot and generates a donk betting strategy. Again, it comes back to range versus range interaction, something you hear me talk about a lot, especially in the c-betting, lead betting, and barreling videos. If we compare an a7-6 flop with a 4-5-6 flop, we can see a typical wide big blind range will still contain trashy hands, but will have a nut edge as well as a decent number of good hands. The big blind can leverage this fact and integrate bluffs into a donking strategy. It actually creates a rare situation where the out of position player can over-realize their equity. And we've already seen one such flop where this is the case, on 4-5-6 rainbow. Generally on low connected boards, no more than 8 high, is where we'll be looking to mix in some donk bets. There are also other situations, including paired flops where the pair is 9 or lower, and a sprinkling of other flops where utilizing a donk betting strategy can improve your overall EV. And perhaps significantly if you also consider exploitative opportunities. But we've really covered a lot this video, so we'll wrap it up there. But for those wanting to know more about donk betting, you can check out our next donk betting video, or PokerNerve's MTT course. I'll leave a link for those in the description. And if you are serious about improving your poker, make sure you check out our completely free course. It teaches you essential skills like check raising, lead betting, and over betting to help you win more in No Limit Hold'em. That's all from me for now. This was Acesup for PokerNerve. Thanks again for watching and good luck on the felt.